Well, you can sign it.
Says that about it.
I mean, both of them are here so far.
Thank you.
What kind of excuse did Sean have? He couldn't make it.
I don't know, he didn't give one.
Yeah, he didn't give
He
one.
didn't
just
give
like
one.
They're close.
Did you decide on a name?
Are you kidding me?
Not yet.
A name for what? His radio now.
Oh. Are you having a different name?
No, I'm sticking with my name, but we were trying to come up with one for him. It's very difficult to come up with one for him.
You have options right now?
What are
We should
your?
just ask listeners for suggestions.
We did do that. So we wanted to go with the Podfather, but apparently that's already like taken.
Oh.
And like,
Copyrighted?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's actually a podcast like about the Godfather movies, I guess, or something. Like, how much is there to talk about?
Hey, what's your geocaching name?
I actually don't remember. It's been so long that I
Oh,
don't.
gee.
What was that question?
What was this geocaching name?
Because he asked if I did. It's been so long since I did. I don't even know what my login is anymore. All right, if you want to start announcing on Facebook Live, you can.
Right now?
Yeah, you're live.
Okay. Hello, my name is Anna, and me and two other high school seniors from Lehighton High School qualified for the Future Business Leaders of America Nationals in Atlanta, Georgia. And tonight we're actually doing an auction to auction off a 17-inch Blackstone griddle as well as a gift card from Giant. So it's going to be starting at $200. So please call 443-926-3071 to submit your bid, and then we'll update you throughout the show.
They can also,
You can bid on Facebook.
you can also
Yep.
bid on
Also, you can bid on the Facebook page.
the Colossal Community Podcast.
Colossal Community Podcast.
And more information will be coming up about your trip to nationals during the 7:30 to 8 o'clock episode. So people can stay tuned in after learning about geocaching to understand more of what's going on with your trip and meet the other students that are here from Lehighton FBLA. Perfect. You want to give that phone number slowly one more time that people can use to contact for any bidding on the Blackstone griddle?
Sure. The phone number is 443-926-3071. And stay tuned for more information on our FBLA trip soon. Thank you.
Perfect.
Then go to the bathroom.
Was that on there?
Yeah, it was.
All right, 1 minute. We'll be live.
They went to the bathroom. Everybody went to the bathroom.
They went in a group like normal girls.
Should I get that phone number then and post it in the comments? Okay,
Sure.
I can do that.
Okay.
I might have to watch, I know I will have to watch the replay so that I can learn about all your information. So.
Oh, you're not staying in here?
I might have to go out.
Am I gonna be able to get up and leave while they're doing their thing, or am I
Yeah,
stuck here?
yeah. Right at 7:30, we'll say thank you for coming, and then you can leave.
Oh, yeah, no,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
just wanted to give an announcement first because this all just came about today with them. They received the griddle as a donation, so they're trying to do a raffle tonight to help earn some money to help pay for their trip
I
down to Atlanta.
understand completely. I used to do stuff like that for my motorcycle club all the time.
Perfect. But yeah, you do
I'm
not.
a well-rounded individual, can't you tell?
You're welcome to sit through their information, but you are more than welcome to leave at 7:30 and
Yeah, 7:30. You just can get up and leave, and then they'll come in.
the people at Leanne will let you know when your time.
We'll
has
say, get
expired."
out!
Get out! Get! Take your geocaching stuff with you and get out! Go hide some cash.
All right, 20 seconds, and we'll be on the radio.
I'm so nervous.
Why?
Why?
I'm not.
I'm nervous.
That's what I'm saying.
What are you
because-
Nervous about.
I like your palm trees, Leanne.
My name
Thanks.
used, how long have you been living around? I used to work for Cat Country 96. My name was Flipper. I worked with Kenny Kitty back in 2001.
Okay. I used to listen back then.
Remember from back then? They dressed me up like a Playboy bunny. They sent me to a Home Depot, sent me to a Walmart.
Welcome to the Colossal Community Podcast on Colossal Radio. Heard the second and fourth Mondays of the month at 7. The opinions of this program are not necessarily that of Colossal Radio. Now, here's your hosts, Keith Hines and Lee Hancock.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Colossal Community Podcast, the show where we have in-studio guests and talk about random topics. I am your host, Keith, and I'm alongside with my co-host, Seriously.
What up?
And we are broadcasting live from Off the Charts Music School in Delaware Avenue in Palmerton. Tonight we are talking about geocaching for the first half hour. The second half hour we're talking with the Lehighton High School students from the FBLA, talking about their big trip to Atlanta, Georgia. And if you're just tuning in, obviously you're on the radio, we are auctioning off a 17-inch Blackstone griddle, and the bidding starts at $200, and all the money raised will go to the FBLA to pay for their trip to Atlanta. If you're live on Facebook, you can place your bid on the Facebook comments, and if you are listening on the radio, you can call in your bids to the other phone number.
Negative.
Alright, let me see that.
But that also comes with a $50 giant gift card.
Right.
So you can buy the food to cook on the grill.
Heck yeah, it's
Yes.
Memorial Day weekend coming up.
So if you want to place that bid, and you can call 1-443-926-3071, and the bidding will stop at 8 p.m. and whoever is the highest bidder by 8 p.m. you'll get the grill, so you can continue bidding from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And we'll update you throughout the show on that.
Yeah.
So that just happened this morning at 11:30 a.m. So we're on. All right, let's welcome our first guest. He is with the Lehigh Valley Geocachers, Dave Zellers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Keith. Appreciate it.
So geocaching, I guess we'll start. What is it?
Well, it's a worldwide GPS-based treasure hunt game. Was started in 2000. President Clinton released the GPS signal. They called it selective availability. They turned that off so that everybody could use the GPS systems that are coming from the satellites in the sky. We like to say we were hunting for Tupperware in the woods with $1 million satellites. That's what we say. And a guy named Dave Ulmer hit a geocache on May 2nd, 2000, when they released the signal, and he posted it on some web page on the internet, I don't know, and some guy went and found it, and that was the very first geocache.
Oh wow!
And it's grown. You know, there's over 3 million active geocachers worldwide, and I think there's like 6 million geocaches hidden all over the world.
Oh wow!
In fact, a friend of mine was down in Puerto Rico last week, and he kept texting me, "Oh, I got a first to find on a cache in Puerto Rico." You know, a first to find is you're the first person to find a new hide. When you're a premium member, premium membership costs $300 a year.
Wow.
I mean, $30 a year. I'm nervous. $30 a year, and I've had a lot of. I mean, I started geocaching in 2010. My son was in the Army. And one of his Army buddies told him about geocaching, and he took me out for the first time. It was winter. It was like, we had like 3 foot of snow on the ground. He goes, "Hey Dad, let's go do this." And I'm like, ah. And we're out there digging in the snow, looking for an ammo can. I don't know if you know what an ammo can
Right,
is.
yeah.
We're looking for an ammo can, and I'm like, this sucks. And he goes, come on, you know, and I was freezing, you know what I mean? So we found that one, and then we did another one. I thought, you know what, I was trying to humor my kid. I got laid off of work, and my wife said, "Why don't you find something to do? You're getting on my nerves." So they have an app, you know, back when geocaching first started back in 2000 and that, everybody used the GPS
Right.
Right.
because that was the only way you could do it.
Right.
Well, then, you know, when the smartphones came along, they came out with an app.
Right.
And I downloaded the app. It was like $10 at the time. I don't know. Caching's a better app. It's $5, a way better app. But I downloaded the geocaching app, and just to get out of my wife's hair, I went out and I figured I'm going to try this, you know. And pretty soon, next thing I knew, I was hooked. I want to say I'm addicted, but I am obsessed.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been a lot of places. In fact, I just got back. 3 of my geocaching lady friends and I took a trip down to Key West, Florida.
No.
We were gone for a week, 7 days. We cached. We started in PA. We went to Tennessee. We were in Georgia. And then we dropped the one lady off at her dad lived in West Palm Beach. And then we went down to Key West and we came back, cached back up the Florida coast.
Nice.
Been to Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach. Yeah. There's another town down there, San something. It's the oldest town in the United States. It's where Ponce de Leon found the Fountain of Youth.
Okay.
St.
Right.
Augustine.
St. Augustine. Thank you.
Yep.
We were there. So we were. I've been to a lot of places and seen a lot of things that I never would have seen. You know, we always say, well, we're going to go here, we're going to go there, and I really didn't go to a lot of places. I've been to 26 different states geocaching.
Wow. So where are these things hidden? Are they in the woods? Are they just in random places around town?
There's one hanging in that pine tree right across the street in the park over there.
Okay.
A bison tube like this, probably a bigger one. That's called a bison tube. You hang it in a tree. You can hang it on a fishing line and drop it in a grate, like a drainage ditch.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like a scavenger hunt.
yeah, and this is a larger container.
Okay.
All right, you can hide that in the woods, maybe under some rocks or under some sticks. They have ammo cans, like I mentioned to Keith. They're pretty big. They're in geocaching. They have size. They have a rating system for terrain and difficulty. Now, a 1-1 is supposed to be able to, a handicapped person should be able to get it. So they have to be able to wheel up there and find it. And each geocache has a logbook in it. So you have to sign your name on the logbook. My name is St. Fu, Keith would sign radio guy or whatever. And that proves you were there. And then also you log it on the cache page.
Okay.
So that the person who owns that cache can see that you found their geocache. You can log on there, the log is wet, needs maintenance. You can log on there that you didn't find it could be missing. It could have got mumbled, so sometimes they get mumbled.
Right.
And that means that's like from Harry Potter. If somebody finds it and they're not a geocacher and they steal it, or somebody just thinks it's trash and they take it and they throw it away.
Yeah.
It's called getting mumbled.
Those bubbles.
All right. Now,
So there's a GPS signal in it?
no.
No.
You
No,
use
you
your
just,
phone.
You just pin it.
There's an app on my phone here,
Yeah, it's pinned to the
and that
GPS.
will tell me where the geocaches are. Now I'm going to show you this, but I found everything around here, so there's going to be a whole bunch of yellow smiley faces because it turns into a yellow smiley face when you find it.
Okay.
So that way you know you found that one, right? And it doesn't matter where you look. Here, we'll look in Palmerton, all right? Boom. Those are geocaches there.
Wow, there's a lot
Now
of
that
them.
green one there, I didn't get that yet because it's up on top of the mountain off the Appalachian Trail.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've been having trouble with my left leg, so I'm trying I can't do as much hiking as I used to.
So you don't keep anything, you just find it, log it, and you're done.
For the most part. Now sometimes if it's a new hide, I haven't seen it lately, but in years past, somebody will hide a geocache. They might put a gift card in there for first to find, or a $5 bill, or a $10 bill, or maybe even just $1. Then the larger containers, sometimes they fill it with what's called swag, stuff we all get, and it could be a bunch of toys for kids. Some caches are made for pet lovers, and they might have dog toys in there. Because people take their dogs out walking, and there might be dog toys in there for them. So you're supposed to take, if you take something out, you're supposed to put something back in.
Okay.
All right? So that's the general rule. But I've run into quite a few containers that have been out in the woods for a long, long period of time, and the stuff that's in there is kind of ratty, and you really don't want to take it anymore. But that's where maintenance comes in. You can log a cache needs maintenance.
Yeah.
All right? Now, I brought a bunch of my geocoins. These are, you can buy these, you can get these, like people might buy one. This is for my 4,000th find. Somebody got me a coin, and my name's engraved on the back. People, they sell these. This is a blue switch, trackable. Some people send these out into the wild. I won't send mine out because someone's going to steal it. A lot of them get stolen, and they're very expensive.
What does a trackable mean?
Okay, a trackable. These two are cheap. These are cheaper trackables. All right. On the back of this, there's a number, like on my shirt. That's a trackable number right there.
Okay.
All right. So say you're a geocacher and you find this, you can attach this to something. Say you put a little keychain on there, like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, or maybe a Lego guy or something, and you go on geocaching.com, you put this number in there, you log it, it becomes a trackable. You can give it a goal. You can say, I want this trackable to travel to Sweden and back, right? And then people will take it and they'll move it, they'll drop it in another cache. That guy finds it, he can take it, drop it in another cache. A friend of mine and I we had 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we raced them to see who would get the most miles on them. He's beat me by 100,000 miles, but people take them and they move them around. Now if I go to, and then sometimes geocaching is owned by a company called Groundspeak, and their headquarters is in Seattle, Washington. And they do stuff. This is a shot glass that's a trackable, and they would have a company will pay them, like almost an advertising thing, and you can apply to get one of these, and then they have a contest, and you have to you move this around. This is from Mountain Whiskey sent these out, but they have this ain't mine. I just found this when I'm moving it.
Oh, okay.
All right, but they have all kinds of contests going on.
So then you go on your app and you pin where you left it. So
You drop it in a cache.
Oh.
You can drop it. You can go to on the cache page itself. There's a tab there, and you can drop that trackable in that cache. And then when someone looks at the cache page, oh, there's a trackable in there. They can tell there's a trackable in there. They can see what it is.
Huh.
And sometimes they disappear, and you'll go there, ain't none there.
Right.
And then you can let the guy that owns this, you can send him a message. I didn't find your trackable in that geocache. And it could have got missing, could have got lost.
So
I had a couple.
when you pick that up, you put in there that you grabbed it. So
Correct.
they know that you have that.
That's correct. If you would put this number in there right now, it would tell you in the hands of St. Food.
Okay.
They know I have this. When I drop it, I'm going to Owensboro, Kentucky next weekend. We're leaving Thursday. Me and 3 other friends, we're leaving. We're going to Owensboro, Kentucky. There's a big event down there called Geo Woodstock.
Oh my Lord.
Right? and we're going there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll be coming home Sunday. I'm going to take this down there. I'm going to drop it in a cache somewhere now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty
Okay.
neat.
Well, this weekend we just had, Allegheny State Park has a big geobash every year. It's called the ASP Geobash.
Yeah.
I was there last year. I was there a couple years in a row. I wanted to do something different this year, so me and my friends are going to Owensboro instead. A bunch of my friends went to GSP, but a lot of them are crazier than me, and they're also going to Kentucky. But they have these events. They're called events. They have them everywhere. There's a mega events. There's one coming up in New Jersey in June. I think it's June the 17th or something like that. The North New Jersey geocachers are having it's called a Metro Gathering. They've been doing it for quite a few years now. So you get like 500 people there. A Metro is like 500 people. A Mega is like 5,000 people. So you have all these geocachers there, and then they're selling stuff, shirts and hats, and you know what I mean?
Huh.
Now when I go there, anybody sees this, they can log me. They can say, I saw you here, I saw you there, whatever. And unfortunately, I couldn't find a parking spot. I had to park my trike down the street, but my license plate frame is also trackable. And I have one on my car. People can log my car. Hey, I saw you today at, you know, blah, blah, blah. Somebody saw me in Florida. Hey, I saw you in Florida, you know what I mean? So
these things can be like in urban areas. They can.
you would not believe it.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're hidden.
You know, you ever see a light pole in a shopping center?
Yeah.
There's a cover on the bottom.
Yeah.
There could be one hidden underneath that light cover. There could be a magnetic
So
hiding.
you might have to move things or dig things up.
It can't be buried.
No, you
Okay.
You can't bury them.
But
It could be under a rock, covered with some sticks or some bark, or another rock.
Yeah.
It can't be physically buried under the ground,
Okay.
okay? But you can find them on a guardrail. Somebody might put a magnetic hiding key on a guardrail. Pill bottles are popular, a lot of pill bottles. You know, like a prescription pill bottle.
Yeah.
People empty their pill bottle, they throw a log in there, put some camouflage tape on it, throw it in a guardrail.
So like anyone can make one.
Anybody that plays the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to be registered.
You have to
do
be a member of geocaching to play the game.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to pay the $30 a year. You can be a regular member, but then you're only allowed to get certain types of caches. Like I was telling you before, there's different terrain and difficulty ratings. If it's a 5-5, that means a 5 means it's very hard to find, and a terrain rating of 5 means you need special equipment. You might need a boat. You might need a
Stop.
rappel. You might need to rappel down a cliff or
Nuh-uh.
rappel up a tree. Yeah.
So there are people like rappelling down cliffs for this?
Yes.
Yeah, they could be anywhere.
Yes, I did a rappel down off the D&L trail down below Slatington. I did a rappel down the side of a cliff to get a geocache.
Last one that I found at the Promised Land, it was actually in a tree. I had to like pull a rope and get it off the tree.
So if like say you need a boat, it's not in the water, it's like you have to get to like an island or something.
Well, there was one in Dutch Springs that you had a scuba diving to get.
What?
Yep.
Wait, so you can't bury it, but you can like put it in the bottom of a
Well,
lake?
Dutch Springs is a scuba diving place. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put one. You could take something. Say you got a buoy,
Yeah.
like a buoy in the water, and you put an anchor on it, and you hooked it on that buoy, and took that out in a boat and just anchored it there, like out in a lake. And then the GPS coordinates tells you it's out there, and you pick. There's attributes. You can pick attributes: ticks, snakes, you know, nighttime cache, whatever. And you put that attribute on the cache page. And people look at, I need a boat to get that.
Oh, so you know ahead of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'd be super pissed if I went looking for something and it's like a cliff. And I'm like, son of a.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
No, you would know. You would know.
Okay.
Well, you're supposed to know. That doesn't necessarily mean you're always
Yeah.
going to know. You know, I've done. There was a great cache. It's called the Bridges and Arches of Central Park. And me and 4 friends took a bus trip to New York City, and we walked to every bridge and arch in Central Park, and you had to get a number off of each bridge and each arch. We walked 15 miles that day for one geocache. But we got others while we were there, you know what I mean? We're not stupid.
But
Yeah.
cumulatively, they made one geocache.
It was one geocache that you had to go to every arch and bridge in Central Park. But if you completed it, you got a geocoin. The guy sent you a geocoin.
Oh, wow. So, those things, those coins that you have, like, people give them to you for things?
Well,
For accomplishing their geocache?
some people, friends might buy you one, like the one I had that I told you about. Others, like this here. There's a guy down in West Virginia. His name is West Virginia Tim, and you can look this up on YouTube. He's got a lot of videos on YouTube. He makes what's called gadget caches. I'm gonna toss this to you. He makes gadget caches, and basically what it is, it's a birdhouse, but it's a puzzle.
Okay.
And you have to try to figure out how to get it open. right?
Oh.
And then the last series that he did were smart caches, he called them. And they were all electronic. Like they had different electronics in them. I'll give you an example of one. You went there and you had to put a battery in it, and then it would have had a screen on it, and it would say, "What's the secret knock?" And you're like, "The secret knock?" The only thing I could think of was shave and haircut, 2 bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you, and then it would come up, that's correct, and it would give you a 4-digit code to open the combination lock. I mean, that's just one of them. He has, and if you look at that coin,
It
he
has
was
the code
in
on it.
cahoots. Yeah, he was in cahoots with Berkeley County, West Virginia, and they had these things like all over the county. They had special permission, and the county was really into it. You know, I guess they helped finance it and stuff. And he built all these caches and had them all over Berkeley County.
All right, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
That's crazy.
How am I doing?
Phil, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You can keep talking if you want. We're live on Facebook.
What's that?
You can keep talking. We're live on Facebook. Yeah. So if you want to talk about more.
Oh,
Yeah.
even while the commercial's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to just say something about the griddle again?
All right. If you want to bid for the griddle, please. If you're watching on Facebook, you can place your bid on the comments, or you can call 443-926-3071. The bidding starts at $200, and we actually got our first bid at $200. So keep them coming. Again, it goes until 8 o'clock.
So we're still live on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, check this shirt out.
If you're like me, you don't want to just listen to music.
Same food.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my geocaching name for 13 years. That was the same food.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But then somebody complained about it in today's society. You know, "Ooh, I'm offended by that name." So then they contacted me. They changed my name to Cornfields, right? Cornfields 8913 or something like that. So one of my friends actually hit a cache and said, "So our favorite geocacher, Cornfields 8913," and I sent them emails back and forth, you know, like, because I'm like, you know, what? This has been my name for 13 years. It's I got shirts, I got coins, I got all kinds of stuff. So now my name is Saint Fu, SAINTFU, instead of just STFU.
Yeah.
But I still sign everything STFU because why? When you abbreviate Saint, it's ST.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
So, haha, the laugh on me.
So this is like an actual like healthy
Yeah.
thing
It's
to
a
get out and
family-friendly
do.
game.
So you used to do this?
Yeah, I used to do it.
So can we just start doing that?
Yeah, we can. I actually have the GPS, and I did have the app.
So
down.
then we can do that instead of going and stuffing our faces with food.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we always stuff our faces after a day of geocaching. Nothing's better than stopping at a restaurant in another town and getting something to eat after a day of caching. We do that all the time. And they have a new thing out now too. It's another app you have to download. It's called Adventure Labs, and there's no container.
Alright,
You just walk around, and they call it geofencing. Okay. Say, there's one over there in the park, but you go to the Vietnam Memorial over there, and when you get close enough, it'll buzz, and it's going to ask you a question, and you have to answer the question. And then if you answer the question, it's still correct, and it counts as a fine. So there's 5 of them. Every lab adventure has 5 smileys attributed to it. But and they take you places. There's places you can't have geocaches.
Alright, welcome back to Colossal Community Podcast, and Leanne, we're learning about geocaching.
I am like amazed right now. I'm not gonna lie.
You're ready to go out, right?
She's astonished.
I am. This is really neat. So you were just about to say there's places you can't have a geocache.
There's places you can have geocache. Some places you have to get permission. Some places you don't. The DCNR, like at Beltsville, the DCNR runs Beltsville. They would want you to get a permit, and it charged you $25. And I think the permit's good for 3 years. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's good for 3 years. There's some parks, the turnpike won't let you hide any of the rest areas in Pennsylvania Turnpike. Although, like when you're traveling on like 81 and you go down through West Virginia, and their rest areas, there's geocaches in their rest areas, but some places won't allow.
Yeah, government.
There's different types of caches. There's traditional caches, which is what we were talking about. There's puzzle caches, where you have to solve a puzzle to get the coordinates for the actual cache. I was telling Keith earlier that my wife passed away 2 years ago, and I made a heart for her, a GeoArt heart, and each one of them is a puzzle because they're all along the D&L, but so it just makes a straight line. So you have to do the heart, you have to make them all a puzzle. So then people have to solve the puzzle to get the coordinates to find the cache. Then you have challenge caches. People make challenge caches. In order to find this cache, you have to have 100 finds in Lehigh County, or you might have to
level up.
Yeah. All right, we do have a comment here. They said there is one in the closet in the International Space Station.
I don't know if it's there anymore. There was one up in the International Space Station. There was also a trackable on the Mars rover.
Well, that's not fair because
How are you supposed to get it?
how am I supposed to get that? Come on.
But it's news.
Yes,
It brings geocaching out into the public.
And so, I wonder if there's anyone who became an astronaut just so they could
Wants to
get
find
that
it.
geocache.
Is this
Wow.
the last one I need?
Some of my friends tell me I'm pretty spacey.
So what type of equipment would you recommend for somebody that's starting like Leanne and she wants to start? What would you
Do you have an iPhone?
Yep.
Download Cachely. Open an account on geocaching.com and download Cachely for $5. It'll be the best $5 you ever spend. And download the Adventure Lab app, which is free. And check that out. You'll really enjoy that.
So who do I pay a membership to?
Geocaching.com.
Okay. Now you're part of a group.
Yeah.
Do you have is it just a club? Is it does
Are you-
someone
are
pay
you-
membership?
okay, you're a geocacher.
Yeah.
You live in Lehigh Valley?
Technically, no.
Where do you live?
I live in Palmerton here.
Close enough.
Okay.
All you got to do is sign up. You don't have to do anything to be a member of Lehigh Valley.
And then I get one of those cool shirts.
I have a friend who lives in. You have to buy the shirt.
Yes.
I have a friend, Captain Matt. He's #1 in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm #6. He's #1. He has like 70,000 fines or something. He lives up in the tri-state area, Metamoris, Port Jarvis, where New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania meet. They have another thing up there called tri-state geocachers. NEPEG, Northeast PA. NEPEG, NEPAG, Northeast Pennsylvania Area Geocachers. They have their own website, NEPEG.
Did you say you are #6 in the state?
Yeah.
So there's a famous person in here right now with us.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I would.
Wow. And
Well, thank you very much.
geocaching
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hey, I have 35,000 finds.
Wow.
What?
I'm almost up to 36. Yeah, I found 35
I got some
different
catching up to do.
geocaches. Yeah.
You better get to work.
Yeah, there's a website called cacherstats.com where you can go in there and you can just look at. It has every state in there and it has worldwide.
So where are you ranked in the world? Do you know?
I don't even know. I didn't look. I'm probably not that high in the world. There's a guy from Delaware. I Am Spiders is his name. He's got almost 200,000 geocaches.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. All he does every day.
Dude, I gotta start doing this because I travel a lot. I wonder how many are in Egypt.
Well, listen.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I'm going to Egypt in November.
Okay. You going to Egypt?
Yeah.
There's virtual caches. A virtual cache, there's no container. You might have to go to a monument, a statue, or some interesting location and take a picture of yourself standing there to log the cache. Or you might have to answer a question about the memorial there. What year was this memorial built? And you just send them the answer and that counts as a fine. Okay, you're going to Egypt?
Yeah.
There's another type of cache called earth caches. Now, earth caches are all about geology. So you might have to go, say you go to a waterfall, They might ask you questions about the waterfall. What type of waterfall is it? How fast was the water flowing? You know, and you just like use your best guesstimate, and then you take a picture of yourself there and you send in the answers, whatever questions they're asking, and it counts as a find. It's an earth cache, it's called. Now,
I'm blown away right now. I can't handle this.
you're really interested in this.
Yeah, this is neat. I mean, everyone needs an excuse to get outside
Right.
and do stuff, and
Well, let me
this is
tell
a
you
perfect
what.
thing.
When COVID hit, I think it exploded a little bit because people were so pent up in their houses for so
Right.
long that once they left us get back out of our houses, people were going geocaching. They were signing up and getting out of the house so that they could go geocaching and get out and walk trails. You can walk a trail, you can hike in the woods, you can paddle in a lake. My buddy and I went up to New York. We did a bunch of caches up there. We had to paddle around the whole lake up there. There was a cache. They can't be more. They have to be 528 feet apart from each other. That's a rule. They can't be. They don't want to have too many in one spot. They have to be 528 feet away from each other. So I have an electric bike. I take my bike. I was out up to Lebanon, Pennsylvania. They have a rail trail out there. I was riding on the rail trail, geocaching out there.
Really interesting, isn't it?
It is actually.
Dave, unfortunately,
I could talk
time
for
has
hours
ended.
about this.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Keith.
We're done.
Was it Leanne?
Leanne, yeah.
Oh, okay. And I remembered a lot of times. I just turned 67, so my memory's not what it used to be.
Yeah. So age is not an excuse for not being able to geocache.
That's correct.
That's right.
We would
Or
like to have you back
physical
on in the
ability.
future.
Heck
'Cause,
yeah.
Yeah, gonna do a full hour
I'm
of this.
stoked about
Yeah.
this.
Anytime. Maybe I'll bring a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for coming. And
Thanks for having
All
me.
right.
those of you that are
Thanks,
I
listening.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm so.
All right, those of you that are listening on the radio side, you still can bid on the Blackstone griddle and gift card from Giant. You can call 443-926-3071. All proceeds go to the Lehighton FBLA. The bidding started at $200, and we have our bid on Facebook for $200. We'll get an update on what the bid is right now. See you later.
Where can I see this?
You can see it on our Facebook page.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right. See ya.
All right. Up next, we have the Lehighton FBLA group, and they are getting ready to go to the national conference in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
So again, if you want to bid on the 17-inch Blackstone griddle, call that phone number 443-926-3071, and by 8 o'clock we'll announce who has the highest bid, and you'll win the griddle.
What would you make on the Blackstone grill?
What would I make on it?
Yeah, what would you make on it?
Probably quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
Yep. All right, we have the FBLA group coming in. Have a seat. Before we get started, we do have our first online bid at $200 for the griddle. So I don't know if anybody called yet. Did anybody call?
Did anybody call yet, Mom?
Nobody's called yet,
Nobody
sir.
called yet? We do have one bid on Facebook at $200. So.
Very cool.
So keep it
Awesome.
going. All right. So welcome to the show. If you want to go around and introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Anna Lively, and I'm a senior at Lehighton High School, and I'm the vice president of our FBLA club.
I'm Riley Nodstein, and I'm also a senior at Lehighton High School, and I'm the secretary.
And I'm Emma Gaston. I'm a senior at Lehighton High School, and I'm the president of our FBLA club.
President in the house. Who are you?
I'm just their advisor.
Oh,
Calvin
okay.
Koch.
All right.
Yeah, advisor for FBLA, teacher at Lehighton High School.
So tell us, what is FBLA?
So FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America. So we're a club, a chapter, and we compete in various business categories at a regional, state, and national level.
And besides competing, we also fundraised too for the state project. This past year was
Make-A-Wish.
For Make-A-Wish. And I believe we hit, was it somewhere around $30,000
Yeah.
total throughout the entire state helping for Make-A-Wish.
So what are the different categories in FBLA?
There's so many.
So in short, it's usually there's test events that could be a few dozen test events, more popular, and then there's performance events. So we have a mix. My event is called the Electronic Career Portfolio, so it is a performance event. It's like a 7-minute presentation, like you have a presentation that you prepared, talks about my specific event with, which is like my resume, educational enhancements, career-related education, and then special skills things. So you present for 7 minutes for my event, and then have a question and answer, and then your guys' event.
So we did entrepreneurship, and with FBLA, you can do teams. So you can do teams up to 3 or 4. I can't remember.
I think it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
So we had to take a test for the regional competition, and then for our state competition, we had to take another test, but we had to place in the top 15 to go on to the next round of our event.
Yeah, and then once we got to the States and we were in the top 15, we had to do a performance. So we had a case study 20 minutes before our event, and then we presented to a panel of judges for 7 minutes. But there's so many different events. Like, there's something for everyone, from like business law to ag business. There's something for everyone.
Computer applications, web design, game simulation, coding. It runs pretty much the entire gamut from business to information technology, communication, all of it.
There's health management as well, so like people in biology want to do something like that.
Yeah, healthcare administration.
Yeah, journalism. And what's nice as well is for those that are like younger, like freshman or sophomore, there's like an intro version of some of the tests and some of the events, like intro to public speaking, which is for like freshman, sophomore versus just public speaking for junior and senior. So it's not like you have to compete against somebody 3 years older than you. Some of those events, they sort of give you time to learn on the go.
Yeah,
and
all
then,
those skills.
So when someone joins FBLA, what's the process of deciding, like let's just say you don't even know what you want to do. Like what's the process of kind of deciding what, I'm sure you focus on one event, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you decide what you want to do?
When you go onto FBLA's site, they have every event and then a description of it. So you can go through and read and see what interests you the most. And then like for us, the easiest way to do it is we print out like a spreadsheet pretty much, and then each event, and then sign up for it so that, you know, if you see an event that's already taken, you don't sign up for it again, and you find something that interests you. So every event has a description that you can find.
After getting to know my students a little bit, I know which students will excel at certain ones. Again, like they mentioned, some of them are performance. So sometimes it's kind of difficult for high school students to get up in front of people and talk, but there are those students that are perfectly okay with that. So those are the students that I kind of try to weasel right into those events, only because not a lot of students end up in those events. So it gives them, numbers wise, it gives them a better chance of being able to make it on to the next level.
And then do you learn then? Do you take the time to learn about your topic or whatever your task is?
Yeah, so how it works sort of is if you take an objective test, then you can find different materials to study to take the test, and the test you take earlier on than like the performance. So like since, as Emma stated earlier, like there's regional, states, and then nationals. So like for regionals, sometimes you'll do like a virtual, like for my event, I just recorded my thing and then you were sent to the judges. But like in order to prepare for the different events, you sort of have to go through after you look at the information about what your event is, then you have to go through, print out, like most times they have like a sheet about all like that you need to fill out, in essence what you need to include in your presentation or what you need to know for the information depending on which event you choose, and then you have to go off of that to sort of make sure you have all that included beforehand before you have to present or take your test.
Yeah. For our event, we took Intro to Business our freshman year together, like as a class in school, and like a lot of that information was on our tests that we had to take for entrepreneurship, which was kind of like cool because we didn't even realize that like they connected. But I mean, obviously we knew they connected, but like.
Not as much as
Yeah.
she thought.
But anyways, when we got to the performance level, like, cause we didn't know until like the week beforehand, if we were going to do the performance, and then we were able to look on PA FBLA, their website, and we were able to see like, oh my gosh, example studies to like start practicing our performances and start practicing what we need to know.
So at what level do you start actually competing? Like right off the bat you start competing?
We actually, at one point in time, we had a middle school level, and they do actually compete at the middle school level as well. And it's kind of like a feeder program, and
Right.
we hope that, we get enough. We haven't had it for quite a number of years. We're hoping to kind of get it back again, but they do want to start them off as young as possible. So usually middle school level, and then they come right into the high school, and then they can start competing right away from 9th grade on at the regional, state, and the national competitions. So.
And they have a time frame in between like each competition, like 2 or 3 months, for you to have time to like either get like judges' comments back or like prepare beforehand. So like as you said, like the competitions don't. The first one's not till like December regionals. So like you have the fall to like decide what event you want to do and then prepare for that in enough time.
Were you in FBLA?
Negative.
I wasn't either.
No. I don't even know if I knew really what it was when I was in school. I mean, I had friends that were in FBLA, but I don't think I ever really knew what they did,
Right.
to be honest with you. Because then there's FBLA, there was FCCLA, there was a whole bunch of alphabet soup. And I was in band.
Yeah.
So,
So what's your favorite part of being in FBLA?
Well, for mine, so our event was entrepreneurship, and just learning, like, genuinely, like, what it is about is helpful, because there's been situations, like, at my job and that like, it's come up, and I'm like, oh, wait, I know that, like, I took a test on that. And also just being able to, like, go to states, so states was in Hershey this year, being able to go and, like, see other kids your age that, like, do that too, and, like, the other events. Yeah, just really like what we do, and like being able to go to different levels, and like at regionals we went to like Palmerton, we went to East Stroudsburg for the workshop, like just those opportunities, and like networking with like adults and that. It's cool.
what was states like? Like, what was your itinerary? What do you do when you get there?
States was so much. There's something at every hour of the day,
Yeah.
from like 7 to 9, pretty
So-
much.
So to give you an idea, so we got there on Sunday. I think it's from like Sunday to Wednesday about, but for those taking objective tests, you don't actually have to compete there. But for those like taking performance tests, which by the time they got there, they also did, both of us did. So like I competed on Monday, they competed on Tuesday, but outside of you taking your performance event, like you had to go to a certain number of sessions, which you could choose what sessions you wanted. They could range from a wide range of topics, but you had to go to certain number of sessions throughout your time, and then you also had to attend other people's performance events. So it couldn't be your own event that you could attend to, like, obviously that wouldn't be fair, but I could attend like entrepreneurship and watch other teams compete there. And so you had to do that so that you were fulfilling and like learning more about business related things, so that you weren't just like hanging out there.
Were there parties?
No.
Not that we were part of.
No
But
fun.
after we made it to nationals, we all did go to Sheets and had like a
Oh yeah,
mini
yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So you
Yeah.
had a Sheets party.
We did.
Sheets.
Because it was right by our hotel.
Not Wawa, Sheets.
Sheets.
Well, there was no Wawa near there, so we had to check.
Yes, I heard that all the time. Why does that have to be Sheets? What's here? So it's right next to the hotel.
So did they wine and dine? Well, not wine and
Like grapefruit and done.
Yeah, yeah. Did you at least get some like good meals?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this year was different than last year. So last year everything was at the Hershey Lodge, like all food and that we ate. And this year at the hotel you stayed at, you got breakfast and dinner, and then lunch was at the lodge. So I mean, it was nice to be able to stay at like your hotel in the morning and eat, and then be able to go instead of being like, your business tired.
Yeah.
Breakfast. It was pretty good, the food.
Yeah.
I like food, so.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So anytime I go somewhere, I need to know that the food
Yeah.
is like good stuff.
So what happens at nationals when you go to Atlanta, Georgia? Right? What happens there?
We're not sure.
It's,
Have you ever
it's,
been? Not ever been there yet?
There has not been many teams that have qualified from Lehighton, and I think we're the first time that 2 different performance teams have qualified in the same year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so not last year, but the year before, well, not the year before that. So when COVID hit, we did have a team of 3 girls that made it to nationals, but it was completely virtual. So they didn't get to go anywhere, so they still competed. But yeah, it is. It really is. I was happy that they made it to nationals and they made it that far,
Yeah.
but still a little bummed that they didn't actually get to go because I think that year would have been in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And then the year before that, we did have one competitor. She ended up placing high enough to make it to nationals, and she went actually with her mom, because her mom is Palmerton's FBLA advisor. So she went and stayed with her, and then before that was the 3 guys that qualified for business and financial systems. So yeah, over the last 6 or 7 years, we've had 10 competitors make it to nationals. So, but yeah, and it was right the first time that it was 2 separate
Right.
events that placed. So essentially, as far as nationals is concerned, it's very similar to states. It's just a little bit drawn out, a little bit more. So all states is only 2.5 days ish. Nationals is an entire week. So travel day on Monday, and then Tuesday as actually it starts the competition. I think they have a test at 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. And it's going to work the same way if they make it far enough with the test. If they do well enough with the test, they'll be asked to do a performance. And then Anna has her performance on Wednesday in the afternoon sometime. But then Tuesday night is the opening session, which is a big
Party!
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's to get everybody hyped up, ready to go. They have a keynote speaker. It's the music and lights and strobes, and everybody's having a great time. I mean, if you look up videos online, it's kind of crazy.
It's rowdy.
It gets rowdy.
Yeah.
These FBLA people can party.
Yeah.
That much. And then after that, then it's just the competition, and then there are a couple different things that we get to do. We're going to the aquarium on Wednesday night. It was a sponsored event that the Georgia Aquarium had, so that all FBLA participants get a reduced ticket rate. So we're going to go to that, and then get to go.
Coca-Cola Factory.
We could have chosen that, but that was on the day that we were traveling. Yeah, so we just wouldn't have enough time to do that. And then there's the shops in like downtown Atlanta or something like that on Thursday. So yeah, besides that, I mean, they're gonna have their workshops to attend and different sessions to go to and performances to watch. So that's gonna be
Nice.
pretty interesting.
All right, we're still accepting bids on the 17-inch Blackstone griddle. The current bid is still holding at $200, so you have until the end of the show to place your bid. You want to give the phone number again on who to call?
Yes, and as well as the grill, you get a gift card to Giant. So the phone number that you can call is 443-926-3071. And we also want to give a shout out to the sponsors that have helped us so far. We're still continuing to raise money for our trip, but for so far, our gold sponsors are Lehigh Valley Health Network, Lehighton Chamber of Commerce, AOK, Howland Dental, and Mock Chunk Bank. And then our silver sponsors are Lowe's and Lehighton Ford, and then our bronze sponsors are Giant and Wentz's. And if anybody's interested in helping support our trip or donating, we also have a Venmo account at Education Goals. So
So keep those bids coming in. Again, it closes at 8 o'clock, so you have about 10 minutes. And then somebody will walk away with a griddle.
Cool.
Right?
Right.
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 All right, so what are you looking forward the most about going to nationals?
I don't even know. I'm just excited.
to leave, right?
I
To
just
go
like,
somewhere.
I'm excited for this opportunity because like not many people from our small town could say, oh, I went to nationals for anything, like for state, or oh my god, for like any sport or any like other club. There's not many people who can say they went to nationals.
So
I'm
what do
just-
you win when you're there? Is it like a scholarship? Is it?
They could. So the only other that I know about was when we went to California 6 years ago with the guys, and they each won, I think it was $300, and they took third in the nation. So it was first in the state, first in the region, second in the state, third in the nation when we went. So they ended up winning 300. There were other events that I think they won each like $1,000 or more. Like I mean, there's a lot of sponsors that they get for this. So yeah, depending upon what the event is, it could be a decent amount of money that they can actually win. So,
All right, we're gonna go to a commercial break and we'll be right back.
This is Colossal Radio.
I think everyone's a little southern accent.
Yeah.
Solid member of the
Southern?
community.
No, not yet. We got 10 minutes yet. We're just on the
I'm so
commercial.
Southern
excited.
accent? Not,
Yeah.
not really in Atlanta.
My
Not
sister
much in
likes to
Atlanta.
go to. No, my grandmother
Like I would rather go like
Like these people from
Savannah accent.
Savannah Banana.
Savannah.
We can meet people from Alaska.
Alaska, that is very pretty.
And South
I
Dakota.
don't see, I don't remember anybody having that.
I'm so
When I
excited. Yeah, like we're literally meeting everybody.
Excited for the plane ride?
I love planes.
Whale.
Well, bad.
Just don't throw them on me.
Oh, listen, if that's gonna throw up, it's gonna be on me.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be the three of you in a row seats together and me not near you.
In first class? Yes.
It's Southwest. There's no first class in Southwest.
We're getting dead.
What if you get thrown up on from a stranger?
What about a little baby crying?
Oh my god,
I'm okay with
if we get stuck by a baby, I'm gonna cry.
Louder than the baby?
Yes.
It's a gonna be crying like this.
It will be. Listen, babies are not my cup of tea.
It's a quick flight.
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
From Baltimore, yeah. It's an hour.
That's a good nap.
Basically, as soon as you go up and hit the top, you
Literally,
start coming
start
back
coming
down.
down. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, I
It'll
don't.
be ding, the light's gonna go off for tray tables up and seatbelts on, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be 2 minutes later, it'll be ding, tray tables up, seatbelts back on.
Funny story. So my brother lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I went out to see him. So I left from Allentown and got out there, but on the way home, I had a connecting flight from Philly and then to Allentown. At a 4-hour layover, I sat in Philly just to get a half-hour flight to Allentown. It was ridiculous. I was like, if my bags weren't a thing, I would have just been like, you know what, I'm getting a cab.
Yeah.
Like, Uber. Someone could have came and got me in less time than it took for me to sit there and wait for my flight.
True.
All right, 40 seconds and we'll be back on the radio.
I'll be out of your picture.
You want her on your team. It's Kristen Oden, owner and broker of Iowa Valley Real Estate Northeast in Palmerton. Kristen Entertainment.
There's some interesting things to talk about on your second page here.
Yes, there is.
Let's face it, it can be stressful.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Iowa Valley Real Estate
get to it.
Northeast is with you every step of the way, helping you make the best educated decisions. Covering the great Lehigh
All right, 10
Valley
seconds and we'll be back on the radio.
areas. It's Iowa Valley Real Estate Northeast in Palmerton. Check out their
Yeah, Canada.
I'm so excited to see Jackson.
All right, welcome back to Colossal Community Podcast. Leanne and I are learning about the FBLA and their trip to Atlanta, and there is still a couple minutes left to bid on the 17-inch Blackstone griddle, and we'll get to some Colossal Radio news. Tune in every Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Oldies with Ike. You can email your requests to him, and he'll play them every week. And then get your Wednesday morning started off with Doc and Kate show every Wednesday at 9 a.m. because you never know what they're going to talk about, and guaranteed you're going to laugh out loud on their show. And then, of course, every second and fourth Monday of each month is our show, and then we have Doc with his party with the friends every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And mark your calendars for the second annual Colossal Radio Jeep Fest, September 3rd. Rain date, September 10th at the Hoffer Mill. This year, there will be 3 bands playing, and you can tune into the Doc Show for more information on that. And also, the Most Original Party Cruise returns June of 2024, and Doc will have more information on that. And with the Memorial Day weekend coming up, we have an interesting fact. Do you want to read it, Leanne?
While Memorial Day is often considered the unofficial start of summer, it is also the start of hot dog season. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, 818 hot dogs will be consumed every second, equaling about 7 billion hot dogs total.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
That is a lot of hot dogs.
I got a jump start yesterday.
I have to say, I was on the turnpike today, and it always makes me sad to see the pig trucks. Because it's a one-way trip for them.
Oh, that's so sad.
I just feel so bad. They're just like...
I mean, they don't seem like they really care though. They're just doing their own thing.
Yeah,
They die.
they
I
were
guess I
both
want to see the
alright.
little nose fuel.
And the pigs. They're so cute.
Yeah, we have a lot of sandwich or burger.
And they taste
Is that
good.
wrong?
Yeah, or you fry them up in strips.
Bacon is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So is there anything you guys want to add? You got a couple minutes left.
Tell us about your dress code.
Go ahead, ladies.
Ooh, they all go.
Yeah.
So we have to be in full business attire. So flat or a heel, no sneakers or anything, pair of dress slacks or a nice dress, and then a blouse, and usually a blazer. If not a blazer, a long sleeve shirt. That's for the girls, and then for the guys, it's a full suit, tie, no bow ties.
They wear bow ties.
Oh wait, I thought it was there's something they can't wear.
Bolo ties.
Those.
Yeah.
And dress pants. I mean dress shoes. But you have to be in full business attire, like when you go to states and all that stuff. Like anytime you're in the conference area,
Mhm.
where they yell at you.
Or they'll send you back to your hotel.
Yeah. I mean, they won't
And they
even
mean it.
compete.
And they can
Yeah.
take points off if you're not in the dress code for your event.
Yeah. They could also swallow fit you.
Interesting.
So is that all? Like, do you have to, like, could you show up with a ponytail?
I mean,
I don't think
guess,
there's really strips
yeah.
on your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want.
But as long as it's not a quote unquote loud hairstyle, or it's detracting from the presentation at all, or anything like that. As long as it's kept nice and presentable, I think that's where they are starting to get a little bit more lenient with some things, but they still want to try to keep it, somewhat strict for business attire.
What's your favorite blooper that you've had during a presentation? Like, have you farted?
Oh, we went into present.
Oh, boy.
We went into present to our judges, and I went and I shot my hand out to shake his hand. I was so confident, knocked his water on his laptop, and I was just apologizing profusely. I did.
You didn't tell me about
Breaking news.
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Okay, one second.
We were a little flustered because we practiced walking in, and in other rooms there was a little center
An aisle.
center aisle that we could walk through. But this one, it was a straight table, and we had to go around the judges to shake their hands. So we were all flustered on that alone. So yeah.
So confident, just
Yeah.
But
it's
here's
so bad.
the thing. When I said, "How did your event go?" and you went, "Oh, it went great."
Yeah,
You know,
that would have
do
been
that.
the perfect time to be like, "Well."
he was really nice to
He, I was
us.
gonna say, he was actually, he liked our ideas a lot. So
You get minus points for it.
no.
Where do the judges come from? Who are they?
Oh.
I don't know.
It can
I don't know.
some
Are
can be
we allowed to know?
advisors, some are not advisors.
Yeah, so they have a pool of judges that they use, especially for states, that they've used time and time again. Sometimes it's business owners, sometimes it's previous FBLA advisors, teachers, pretty much anybody that's has been involved with FBLA at some point in time. And then for the region, it's again people that are in the community, business owners. I think maybe Chamber of Commerce people. Kind of runs a wide variety of people, you know, we have for judges.
All right, that's about time. The bidding is now closed, and it looks like Tammy, you're the winner of the griddle for what the bid with $200, and somebody will be in contact with you. Thank you again for playing along. Our next episode is June 12th, and it's National Selfie Day, and we are actually going to get seriously Anne's take on her 6 months of being on the podcast. Can you believe it? 6 months?
6 months in review.
Yeah, 6 months review. Yeah.
See if I get to keep my job.
That's up to the doc, not to me. Congratulations on making it to nationals.
Yes,
Thank you.
Good luck to you, and hopefully you come back as a winner. All right, see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Hopefully. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Colossal
You're welcome.
Community Podcast with your
It's fun.
hosts, Keith
So just to be
Bonner
clear, you
and
haven't
Ned Bonner.
farted.
Tune in next time.
Oh my gosh, I would get such nervous gas. It would be ridiculous.
We had nervous peas. That was
Yeah.
We did.
Well, and if you
Sometimes they don't
sneeze,
tell you.
if you
I was
sneeze,
so
then
afraid. Because I have really bad allergies, so I was afraid I was going to sneeze. I'm going to be completely honest.
pee your pants.
Yeah.
Keith, how long do they have before the next guest comes in? You're
Oh,
done.
Well, we're done.
Great.
We're
Can I
done.
take a picture of you all?
Sure.
And one of these is your relative. Tammy Hines is one of your. It's his relative.
It's my sister.
It's your relative.
Yeah, my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
It was your wife saying it was. Okay, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. I'll get in touch with her.
Okay.
How about you guys go this way so that I can take the colossal radio in the back? Leanne, you want to be in it?
What?
Keith, are you going to be in it?
Sorry, Emma.
Oh,
Yep.
it's okay.
I'm over.
Did you guys know how cool geocaching is?
Geocaching?
Yeah.
I go.
That was my first guess. He was like explaining this to me, and I was like, it was crazy.
Keith, are you joining them?
He's gonna get a picture. Let me get 60.
Okay, let me take a picture of the form first. Okay. Riley, can you and Emma swap spots? Because your head is right in the R and A and Emma's a little shorter so I can see it over her.
Sorry,